Hey yo, what's poppin', party people? How y'all doing? I just watched like 20 minutes in the background while I was doing some other stuff of some McGregor interviews. My man's got a different vibe going on right now. Very respectful, very classy. Motherfucker about to knock a man out in 50 seconds tomorrow, or I guess Saturday. How y'all doing? Welcome into the live stream for a 3-game slate. Tonight, NBA DFS, we're talking and we're going to be answering your questions. That's as simple as it gets. We'll spend the next hour or so answering your questions. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about DFS, DraftKings, Super Draft, whatever it might be? Let's talk about it. You want to talk about the fight nights on Saturday? Let's talk about it. You want to talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about? My day, your day, whatever it might be. Let's do it. We're here to relax. We're here to party. We're here to have a good motherfucking time. See some people hopping into the chat right now. We got a couple hundred people or so in here, so I appreciate y'all. Yeah, hit the like, hit the subscribe, do all of those lovely things, and let's just start off. I'll start ripping through some questions. Yeah, we'll be here for the next hour or so. Nice 3-game slate. Sit back, relax, watch some of them games tonight. Maybe a little glass of some white wine, some Pinot Grigio. We shall see. Ryan Sheely says, Big Yeats. Sal, were you called Salvador growing up? Well, I am not Hispanic. I'm Italian, so no, it is Salvatore, T-O-R-E, not D-O-R. Or what was the go-to name? Well, basically my mother or my sister and my grandmother would call me Salvatore. Everybody else would call me Sal. Dad would call me Sally Boy sometimes, but that's about it. That is about it. Nickname BSV in high school and parts of college, but yeah, Sal. As advertised, you see what you see is what you get. Sal. Hey, Sal, in smaller slates like this, is it beneficial to play multiple lineups or single entry? Yeah, man. The 2-game slate the other night, this is better than that by far. Having 3 games that start at different times, especially compared to 2 starting at the same time. I mean, the 2-game slate was basically a glorified showdown, right? I mean, you have more options, so it wasn't the exact same constraints and variance levels, but just in terms of them starting at the same time, not having the ability to late swap or understand where you were at any point until basically the games are over. So, yeah, this will be a little bit better of a slate. I mean, I normally will play, if it's like a 2-game slate, showdowns I won't play. 2-game slates, yeah, I'll usually get somewhere around like just single entry and 3 max lineups. On a 3-game slate, I'm okay to run 150s. Right now, I'm not running 150s tonight, but yeah, I always prefer single entry and 3 max. So when the slates get smaller, it's really a personal preference thing, but I think that the less opportunities to leverage ownership in a major way, the less chances that your 150s can be unique, right? Whereas you can do that, you can always make a unique lineup with 1, 3, 5, even 20 lineups, but once you start getting to that like 50, 60, 70, 100 lineups, those lineups, you're going to have a lot of duplicated lineups, and that starts to become an issue. And usually the bigger issue is that the contest selection on smaller slates, you don't get a ton, right? You don't get a ton of contest selection out there. Like, you'll have the big contest tonight, but then after that, you're not going to have, like, probably any other. Like, let's look at the lobby. I was looking at it earlier. You might not have any other 150 max options like you didn't on the 2-game slate, which is why I didn't play it, because I'm not going to play the main contest. So there's a 555 tonight, $4.20 max. That's fine. There's a couple of 20 entries, which are fine, $1 to $4. I think, is this $8 $150? The $8 $150. What is the payout? What is the structure for that though? The $8 150, 7,300 people. So that's actually a decent contest. I might join that. But that's about it. Single entries after that, 3 max entries. So the $200 3 entry max is actually a pretty nice tournament. There's only 25 spots left. 222 people. It's a 3 entry max. It is $6,000 to first and $3,500 a second. Then flat payout structure after that. I'm actually going to join that right now. It's a $200 buy-in, 222 people. So I'm going to reserve my spot for this bad boy right now because there's only like 20 spots left. So let's reserve that. All right, cool. But yeah, single entry and 3 max is where I'll be leaning more so tonight. The $8 150 is a nice buy-in. I'm sure like the 50-cent one is still out there. If that's what you're talking about, then yeah, definitely play it. Connington, an intriguing play at just 3.4K? No, because he's not the same Connington that he was 2 years ago. Definitely not 2 years ago. And he's not as he was last year, right? There's other guys on this team now. Dante DiVincenzo is taking another step forward, not only in the rotation, but in the starting lineup now. And they brought in guards that are kind of just eating up Connington's potential run, right? So like Connington to get 20-plus minutes, it just seems unlikely at this point. So you have guys getting good run out there, like a DJ Augustine, who's raw on this team right now, right? Might actually be more than Connington's. I have Connington, if we pull up Milwaukee, projected tonight for 18 minutes, and I have Augustine for 21, right? And then you got guys like Bryn Forbes, who's not contributing all that much in terms of production, but defense, minutes on the court, right? So it just hurts Connington's upside. He's still a good fantasy point per minute producer, but he's going to need guys to be out. Again, it's a 3-game slate, so you can start to use the general statement of, oh, anybody's in playing a 3-game slate, right, that you're going to hear in so many shows or whatever you listen to tonight, I'm not going to play Pat Connaughton, right? You play 150s, maybe you get like a couple lineups, but he's not somebody that I'm trying to get exposure to. What's up, chat fam? I'm done with work and ready for some motherfucking live NBA from my boy Sal. Let's get it. Evan, how you doing, boss man? Max, my man Max, and he says, fellas, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Notifications on lock for the boy Sal. Yo, appreciate you, man. Hit those notifications if you are not already. Takes 2 seconds, a little bell icon. Helps your channel out a lot. Helps you know when we're going live if you're somebody who normally misses the live streams or leaves YouTube comments that I don't answer later in the day because I'm just not hawking the YouTube comments these days. But let's see what he says. He says, with all the studs, Giannis, LeBron, AD, at 1x on Superdraft, does that scare you off of them tonight? If not, which one is your favorite? So, yeah, it's usually the context of the slate. Now, normally these 1x guys aren't great plays, but when you get 2-game slates like you had with Jokic the other night, he just looks like a good play because you just need scoring upside. Tonight, there are some pretty quality options. Now, Steph Curry has a 15% bonus on Superdraft at a 1.15x. So there's guys in play tonight. Giannis would be my favorite guy on Superdraft tonight. The Lakers guys somewhat cannibalize each other per usual, but Giannis just projects out better. So if you're choosing one of those 1x guys, it's Giannis for me. If LeBron was to finally be ruled out, it would probably still be Giannis over AD, but AD becomes a little bit closer. But yeah, Giannis for me if you're choosing a 1x guy. Do I think you need to play one of them? No, I don't think so. I think Randall's a better power forward option. But then after that, Giannis is kind of like right in there with a Zion, some other options like an Anthony Davis. So yeah, Giannis would be the guy. Good question. What are y'all thinking about Schroeder on Superdraft looking good with a good multiplier? Yeah, so Denny Schroeder tonight looks okay. I would say that he doesn't look like a bad play. I would say that he looks like slightly above average play, but not somebody that's like in a top 5 for me. Probably doesn't even make my top 10 options on Superdraft tonight. When you factor in the positionality, it becomes even tougher when you have guys like Steph Curry there. Drew Holiday, Mike Conley has a 1.5x multiplier tonight, right? But Dennis Schroeder's in that range. Like out of point guard options tonight, you're not putting him in your utility spot. I don't think you are, at least. But if you're out of your point guard spots, he's one of like I'd say 5 point guard options tonight that look good. You're probably choosing 2. So yeah, he's in play. Not a priority, but in play. Better than he has been. God damn it. Sal said not to be interested in Kendrick Nunn, and he went off. Not to be interested. I put it in the chat, actually. Not to be interested in Kendrick Nunn if Tyler Hero was in. Yeah, no interest. Once Tyler Hero was ruled out, we updated the projections, and Kendrick Nunn was our number 1 value, and I believe Goran Dragic was our number 2 value play last night. So, no, lots of Kendrick Nunn was had. The statement was if Tyler Hero was active, which Tyler Hero was questionable, expected to play, and then he was ruled out. So, yes, then we ended up taking out Tyler Hero, distributing his 32-plus minutes across to a bunch of guys, but the primary bump went to Kendrick Nunn, who still came off the bench and still played well. I had none but didn't get the Sexton. Rough. Sal, when are you going to change your show titles over to 2021? Yeah, I saw your comment, and then I just changed them. I just didn't even know it was a thing. I forgot that I had 2020 at the end of them. So I changed it to 2021. That might have actually been fucking up my YouTube search stuff. I know I'm not making daily NBA videos like I've done the last couple of years, like every single fucking day, including on the weekends. I don't plan to do weekend NBA content moving forward, even with the NFL ending, just for the mental health sake. Trying to smell the roses on the weekend, if you will. But yeah, I think that was probably a big part of it too. Putting 2020, everything seemed out of date when it's searched in the YouTube algorithm. It pays to Patreon. Yeah, it pays to Patron, to be a Patreon. Get those updates. That's the thing, right? Like if you're watching on the YouTube stream, that's great. Even if you're watching a YouTube stream that ends 30 minutes before lock, when the NBA news drops, and if you're going to leave a comment on YouTube, there's a good chance I'm not seeing it because I'm updating the projections on Patreon. I'm changing my own shit. And then after that, the last thing I want to do is go check the YouTube comments. I usually check the YouTube comments, I would say more so than probably any other creator in this space, and more so than I should, and limiting and pulling back on that. But usually like in the mornings, maybe. I don't have notifications on, so if I remember to, if I'm just sitting at my laptop or desk one day. But yeah, I mean, definitely if you're a patron in the Discord, I see the little notification bell go off. Who else is a Patreon in the chat? Yeah, raise your hands right now if you're a Patreon in the chat. How much quickly are you getting to? Yeah, so right now I'm not playing 150s. I think now that I see this $8, I think I'm going to reserve for it. But I think quickly is a pretty quality play. You don't have a lot of value, right? So like if you're just talking about the 4K range in general, like it quickly starts to pop up outside of James Wiseman. It's quickly tonight in the 4K range. There's no really other value options on the slate. You want to play Derek Favors 16 minutes, hope he gets there for 20 plus. You want to play KCP, which some nights will get you 14, some nights will get you 20. Probably not going to do much more for you unless LeBron is out. Other than that, I don't see any other value, right? You're looking at really bad point guard and shooting guard values like Brad Wanamaker and Pat Connaughton and Alex Caruso, who likely play mid-teens in minutes, likely score mid-teens in fantasy points. So, yeah, I like quickly. I assume I'm going to get a good amount of quickly. But the thing about this slate is, like, there's pay-up options, but It's like Giannis, right? And then there's Randall. Those are like your two best pay-up options on the slate tonight that I would say are somewhat obvious. But after that, a lot of the plays are like in the 6 and 5K range. So you don't really need too much value. Like unless you're trying to die to play like Randall, Giannis, and then somebody else, that's somewhat expensive. There's so many guys that are in the 5 and 6K range. Like the entire slate is basically the 5 and 6K range tonight, right? So you play 4 guys in the 5K range. Yeah, it's pretty easy to pay up for Giannis and Randall at that point, right? You play one of those 4K options or none of them even. You don't even need to. Yeah, so how much am I going to get of quickly tonight? I would suspect a decent amount. I suspect I have him in one of my 3 max lineups. As of right now, I would probably not get him in my single entry because I don't think you have to go down that low. I think that Wiseman probably comes in lower owned than he should tonight, but he's a center on a slate where you have some pay-up center options in Anthony Davis, power forward center options when it's Giannis and Randall as well, taking up some spots. And then there's just some decent value center options. Like everybody likes getting to Rudy Gobert. He's trending upwards these last couple of games. You have decent center options in Brook Lopez, who I think looks very appealing right now. On this slate, Brook Lopez not picking up as much ownership as he should. So Wiseman is definitely like the value 4K option tonight, a center who is coming off of a big game because he just plays in blowout run, 20 real life points. But I would say that he's not a priority for me. A good play if you're looking for a 4K range guy, yeah, he's probably the best option. Still not confused, but still surprised to see LeBron picking up massive ownership night in and night out. Not as surprised to see Giannis and Middleton and Randall picking up that ownership. So yeah, I mean, the slate is going to basically be one in that mid-range. Who is going to be the 5 and 6K guys that set your lineup apart? I'm liking Brook Lopez right now. I think you see big minutes out of all those Milwaukee guys. I think taking shots on Montrezl Harrell is okay to do. I gave him 26 minutes a night. He's another one of those 5K guys that probably doesn't pick up massive ownership. Quickly is a quality option tonight, and then when you factor in, I mean, the problem with Quickly is he'll be ball dominant, but he's still a shooting guard type of a player when he's on the court, especially with Alec Burks back. So the big problem with Quickly is like, how does Alec Burks affect Quickly? Quickly's cheap enough so that I think it's okay if you get 20 plus minutes out of him. I gave him, I think, 21 tonight. But if Alec Burks is going to be as ball dominant as he was in his first 2.5 games or 3-ish games before getting hurt with the Knicks, that's going to hurt Quickly. Not only in minutes, but when Quickly's on the court, if he's on the court with Randall and Burks, if he's on the court with just Burks and then a bunch of other guys, that's a totally different story than Quickly being able to go coast to coast and put his floaters up, right? So totally different situation there. I appreciate the people that are in here right now. We're almost to 400 people in the first 10 minutes of being live. So thank you. Hit the like and subscribe. Do all of that stuff. If you're not already familiar with Superdraft, I saw a Superdraft question already come in about the top 1x plays we touched on from Max. Superdraft's a multiplier format. It's a ton of fun. Again, the people in the chat right now can let us know why you like Superdraft, if you're profiting on there, what it is about Superdraft that you like. But I can just say that I enjoy it because if I take it more seriously than what the majority of people playing it are doing, which I think that is true from the success that we've been having, not only myself, but as a community, then yeah, you're going to be having a lot of upside over on Superdraft. If you're prioritizing it right after DraftKings, right? When other people are prioritizing sports betting and FanDuel and Yahoo and DraftKings over that, we're just forgetting about Superdraft, no matter what the sport is. Now that there's multiple sports going on, NHL, MMA this weekend, PGA now live as of today for their events, starting up at the American Express, NFL still going, just more sports being over at Superdraft means that people are just, contests aren't filling, right? They're going over to other sports, NHL. So yeah, you're not getting full contests in every single regard, not even the main contest some nights. And they're small fields. They're just naturally only a couple thousand, couple hundred people, which is what I like to normally play anyways, especially the couple hundred people. So lots of chances to win a Superdraft. More people are being paid in the prize pools, especially when they don't fill. If you use my name, Sal, fucking plug a Rooski right now, SAL, get a free money bonus up to $1,000 Rooskies. My top Superdraft play today, it's going to be maybe not fairly obvious, but by 5-ish points, by 4 points or so, is going to be Julius Randle, top Superdraft play at the power forward position. Check out the guy. Check out the guy. Didn't have your Patreon, but now I got into it tonight. Fingers crossed. Hey, shout out to you. Cousin Sal is the man. Am I Cousin Sal or you have a Cousin Sal? What's up, Brian? How you doing, boss man? How you doing, boss man? How you doing, boss man? What's up? Hey, Salvatore, how you living? Says Rob Mysterio. Thanks for being the hardest working man in the biz. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I'm just doing some live streams. We're just chilling out here. We're going to have to probably go to the gym after this. Going to have to keep myself sane. Girlfriend went home this weekend. Not sure if I'm going to yet. Follow her home. I got some work to do. Otherwise, might be home alone till Tuesday. Might have to figure out something to do. And the gym sounds like a nice part. Hey, Sal, Portis at 43 or Wiseman at 45? I'll go Wiseman at 45. Somebody says, cut the New York act, says Chris Lou. The New York act. Born and raised in Staten Island, New York, but cut that out. More than half my life living in Staten Island, New York, but cut that New York act out, he says. 99% of my family in the New York boroughs / New Jersey. How's your golf day going? How's your golf day one going? Yeah, I didn't play any day one showdown for golf. I have a lineup in the 555 and a couple of other events, smaller field stuff. I think that one had 600 people in it, so it was fine. It's too soon to tell. We're on like the front nine for most of these guys, so I haven't even looked at the leaderboards. I won't look at anything for golf until the cut tomorrow starts to heat up. So no idea, to be honest with you. Any love for Draymond Green tonight? Just mediocre love. Like I like him more than Kelly Ubrey yet again, but Draymond on a short slate, he's in play, right? He's not a priority for me. I have tonight on Patreon, let's see. On Patreon, I got 11 guys tonight, and I got 11 guys tonight are yeses for me, and Draymond's not one of them. Out of Golden State guys that are yeses for me, it's Andrew Wiggins and it's Wiseman. So I do prefer Wiggins. He's obviously more expensive than Draymond. Draymond's price coming up slowly, right? It was $5,200 a couple nights ago, $54 last night, I believe. Now it's $55, so he's just appropriately priced. He'll have those massive games where he picks up 14 assists, and he'll compile that with 14 points, and he's getting you 40 fantasy points, right? He'll have those games. He's getting enough assist opportunities, and the problem is that his team sucks, so they're not cashing in on those. If he's not dishing it over to Steph, Ubrey's scoring a little bit more as of late, but if he's not dishing it over to Steph, there's not that many shooters on this team, if not none, right? Outside of Ubrey or outside of Steph, there's no other shooters on this team, so it's not like he's dishing it out to Clay and KD like he was in the past and just averaging 10 assists a game. Even though the assist percentage is high and the assist opportunities are high, it's a little bit difficult for those to be cashing in for Draymond right now. Can't get myself to draft Clarkson and Mitchell, Steph, and LeBron James. Alrighty. I don't think there was a question there, but sounds good. Hey, Sal, hope your doctor's appointment went well. My doctor's appointment went well. Thanks. Did I say that I was going to a doctor's appointment? Are you tracking me? What's going on here? I'm over the field on Holiday tonight. Yeah, I think Holiday will see bigger minutes in the mid-30s. I gave him, 35 tonight. I prefer both Giannis and Middleton, but I think the field will as well. So, yeah, Holiday in that 6K range. You're probably going to have to make a decision in that 6K range tonight, right? I talked about it in the video this morning. You go on RJ Barrett, you go on Holiday, you go on Clarkson. I think that Holiday makes for the most sense from an upside standpoint. Maybe not a floor. Barrett's probably your floor option just from going to play 38 minutes. But yeah, GBP is upside for sure. What's up, bro? 2 biggest sleepers tonight with most upside. I think Brook Lopez has a lot of upside tonight. I'm not sure. For any type of DFS sport, and I don't play one lineup, and the reason why I don't play one lineup is because you probably don't win over the long time unless you're playing single entry and small field events and you're really honing down on that lineup. I don't play cash, so having just 2 plays, it's not like player props, right? It's not like these props look good or these bets look good. I usually get asked, who's your favorite player of the night? Or who's your favorite value? Sometimes there's an option, right? I can literally go point per dollar plays, and I can tell you that Julius Randle is my best value play today on Superdraft and on DraftKings. But Julius Randle is probably going to be, if not the highest owned, one of the 2 or 3 highest owned players tonight. So that doesn't help you as much. So if you want best plays, yeah, Julius Randle looks good, Giannis looks good. But when you factor in the value part of it, the ownership, yeah, it starts to, a lot more context is needed. Generally speaking, yeah, I think Brook Lopez looks good. I think that James Wiseman looks fine again, but I question if I want to be going elsewhere with that position tonight, which I think I do, hence Brook Lopez. So Lopez looks good to me. I think Lopez and Harrell, if not both of them, one of those guys is a pretty intriguing option for GPPs. Neither of them will pick up overwhelming ownership. Very similarly priced players, $100 difference, and they have a lot of upside tonight. Lopez, I think, has more minutes in him, which just leads to more opportunities for his threes to go down, right? Bigger ceiling, so I like Lopez more. But Harrell has a good amount of upside if he continues to play those minutes that he's playing. I also think that Alec Burks is somebody who has a massive ceiling tonight if he's healthy. If Alec Burks is healthy tonight, you're going to see Alec Burks the first couple of nights of the year when he's on this team. He was playing 30-plus minutes, and he was controlling everything, right? Usage rate 25%, over a fantasy point per minute. This Knicks team has only gotten better together. So if you see Alec Burks out there and healthy, he can play 33, 34, 35 minutes tonight, right? And I wouldn't be shocked. So Alex Burks is going to be on a 3-game slate, massively under-owned for what his ceiling is, considering putting him in my single-entry lineups. Now, if we don't know if he's fully healthy and we don't get any news on that, he can play 26 or 28 minutes tonight. He's not dirt cheap at 5,300, so you need everything out of him for those minutes to get you there. But if he plays 32 to 34, yeah, he can score 35 points tonight. Fantasy points. Hey, Sally, screenshot that I'm subbed in, with the bell and send it to you on IG, but I don't have Twitter. Just wondering if I qualify. Yeah. A couple people send it on IG. I saw the requests. I normally I see it. I wrote your name down, put it in the Excel spreadsheet, but I normally don't reply or open up Instagram or even Twitter, because there's the option to just see them, and then you can just discard the message. So let's get these dollar Ruskies. Grant was a good call last night. 4th place in the $27 single entry on DK, says Josh Allen. Shout out my man. Anybody you're looking for that has a Capella-type potential from last night, getting a lot of lineups in my early crunches, I'm not too. Capella-type potential, I think a guy like Brook Lopez flies into that. If you're talking about just like a center option that just looks like a quality play but has a high, massive ceiling, yeah. Capella definitely has a safer floor than Brook Lopez because Lopez, look, he can get you there with rebounds and definitely blocks, but Capella gets you there way more often because Capella's in the paint and Brook Lopez is out by the three-point line a lot more. Casually reserves a $200 entry while I'm barely affording $5. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just got to play within your role, right? You got to play within your role. Like the difference in playing these two is like the difference in those contests is not that different if you're playing single entries or three maxes, right? You bank one of those and now you have your role building up a little bit. Hey, Sal, do you think Giannis is a must-play tonight? Giannis is my priority pay-up option. I think Randall is very good as well. The goal would be to get both of them together. There's going to be a lot of ownership there, I know, but there's so many 5K, some 4K, but so many 5K options on the slate tonight that won't be that massively or highly owned that you can play both of those guys tonight. Those guys are the priority. I think it's going to lead to LeBron's going to continue to pick up ownership, and as long as all these pay-up options are picking up ownership, like the only guy not picking up massive ownership is Steph Curry. Projected ownership, but it's not like he's low owned. I still think on this type of a slate, Steph's going to be over 20% owned. He just won't be 40% owned or 35% owned. So when all these pay-up options are going to be owned, you just have to play them, right? There's no pivot play tonight in the upper range unless you just want to fade all those guys, which I think is a bad idea. So yeah, Giannis in a game where you can maybe get another 40 minutes out of him or at least 35 plus, that looks good, right? Same thing for Randall where he plays 38 a night, coming off a 39-minute game. Any competitive game, he's going to play 37 plus, maybe 40. So yeah, I like those opportunities for those guys playing close to the basket. And if you're not going to play Wiseman, and the beautiful thing is you get guys like Randall, you get guys like Giannis to be power forward eligible. So you can put them in your lineup and not even have to kill that utility or center spot yet. So you can get a Wiseman, a Brook Lopez, a Harrell, some combination of those types of guys. Rudy Gobert might be a little bit too expensive for that type of a build, but I know some people like playing Gobert and going there. Adams is on this slate, but I prefer to pay down and get Harrell and Lopez. What's up, Sal? What's your center projections for tonight? My center projections? Yeah, you can find them down below on Patreon. Just open them up, my man Andrew. Would you go Bledsoe or take a flyer on Augustine? I would go Bledsoe over Augustine. So in that last game, we talked about it on the video this morning, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he got like 6 extra minutes because the game blew out and Bledsoe didn't get his final run, which would have put him around 29 or 30 minutes. Alexander plays 31 minutes. He was basically online to play like 23 minutes in that game. So you can kind of flip the minutes around for what Bledsoe and Alexander-Walker played because of the blowout. They just sat Bledsoe. He played 23 minutes. He played like 3 7.5-minute stints, 7 minutes and 15-second stints, basically like right around 7 minutes. He was probably going to finish that game in about 30 minutes, and you take those 7 minutes off, you get 23, 24 for Alexander-Walker. Augustine, yeah, 20 minutes you probably get out of him. 3-game slate. He'd have to really catch fire. So I'm not going to get there over Bledsoe, who I think is going to come in and play 30 minutes. Now, there's a big difference there, right? Augustine is the minimum $3,000, whereas Bledsoe is going to do some other things for you. So, yeah, in terms of you have $2,300 less to spend. So I guess that's more of like a 2v2 question rather than just a straight up 1v1. Love your content, man. I appreciate you, my man. Can the Wolfman get his shit together? Only golfer that's effing me. Yeah, I have no idea what any golfers are doing right now. I just don't usually watch on Thursdays unless I have nothing to do, which is the exact opposite of today. So yeah, there's just like no real sweat, right? Like you're either going to be really tilted, like, cause I don't know if Wolf's like +4 or something on an easy course. He's probably dumb. I don't know what his play is right now, but you're either going to be really tilted or get way too overexcited and be like, oh, I'm leading the contest after day one. Your odds are there's no shot you're winning, right? So yeah, like Friday afternoon, I'll check and I'll see what guys are on the cut, what guys have already screwed me. So I tilt it for like literally 1 second and that's it instead of like all day. But I also know that it's like entertaining to watch it, right? So I just won't be watching. On the Masters, I'll watch Thursday golf, but I just don't have the time right now. Thanks for the heads up, Evan. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that to me. Thoughts on Caruso and Augustine as value? Not really interested. I would go to... Caruso has sneaky upside because if LeBron was to finally miss on a later game, I would go to Caruso if you're picking one. Sal, I want to join your NBA Patreon. I was a member for NFL for 2 months, wondering price for Superdraft projections. Yeah, Superdraft is just within the NBA. So the NBA, you can just go. I'll put the Patreon link down below. Shout out you for being a member during the NFL season, but I'll put the Patreon link to the page that just shows you like all the opportunities or all the things that you could get. But it's all just described in there. Superdraft projections are within the NBA packages. So any NBA package or just all sports or Hall of Fame package you get, Superdraft projections are just within those for every single sport that I do. Whether it's PGA, MMA projections will be out tomorrow, and rankings and ownership, NBA and NFL, Superdraft projections are all within those. So good question, my man Josh. Sal, what's good? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, man, doing as well as I can. The mental health is definitely getting strained from just an overload of work and an overload of things in the personal life. So, gonna hope to go to the gym. Went on a run. Finally had some time earlier today. Gonna hope to go to the gym after this. Got a couple of books coming in the mail that I'm excited to read and just soothe the mind a little bit because all this work and all the stress coming from just some bad news, a couple of bad pieces of news in the personal life. Yeah, the mental health is definitely straining. So if it was the summer, it'd probably be a little bit better. I can actually go outside, but it's pretty cold. Mike Conley on DK tonight. Yeah, all of Utah. I mean, I prefer Gobert, but when you get the higher ownership, it makes it a little bit more difficult. All of Utah just kind of looks like meh to me, right? Mike Conley right now is, let me see where he ranks. Why can't I find, okay, there we go. Conley's my 15th overall play. Like all these Utah guys just look very meh, right? I'm probably not going to be playing Clarkson, to be honest with you. I don't know what's happening with Joe Ingles. I'm not going to be playing it in anything severe. I think Mitchell's still in play. I think Conley's in play, but there's just other guys in that price range that I like more. Like he's 6,500. Just give me Drew Holiday, right? Drew Holiday is going to be probably playing more minutes, probably going to be more active in a competitive game. Give me RJ Barrett, who will probably play potentially 10 more minutes tonight. Conley's been good. He's been starting off the year above a fantasy point per minute. I think that kind of stabilizes out as Mitchell gets his legs back under him and Mitchell just starts to play closer to like the 1.2 fantasy point per minute guy that he is. How do you feel about Donovan Mitchell on DK? Yeah, I think Mitchell is a nice option. Like there's not that many options tonight that the like 7K plus range will be lower owned. Mitchell is definitely not one of them, but he's not going to be massively owned. Like he's going to be 20% owned. Which on a 3-game slate, that's nice. Like your other options that are going to be like that expensive, it'll be like, I don't know, Gobert and Mitchell will be like 20% owned. All the other guys, like including Zion, will probably be like 25+% owned tonight. There's not that many guys that just won't pick up ownership. I think RJ Barrett, because his price is kind of restrictive, will be a little bit lower owned. I assume that Drew Holiday will be coming in a lot higher owned, or at least decently higher, more owned than RJ Barrett because his price point's cheaper. Drew Holiday has recently had some success, and there's no reason to not project him for bigger minutes tonight. And he's a better fantasy point per minute producer, over 1 compared to Barrett, who's like 0.9 right now. Thoughts on Brook Lopez? Yeah, Brook Lopez looks like one of my favorite overall GPP options tonight. Not picking up too much ownership, fair price point, center position, but you have power forwards that can go around that. He's definitely doesn't have a safe floor, right? Brook Lopez, he's playing bigger minutes. Like you might get 34 minutes out of him tonight, which is great. Maybe even 35 in a competitive game, but you can kind of rely on 30 to 32 now. But yeah, I mean, you'll pick up a block or two from Brook Lopez if he plays full minutes, a couple of rebounds, maybe an assist or two, but you're really relying on the shooting, right? If he shoots 10 times tonight, is he shooting 2 or 3 of 10? Is he shooting 1 of 5 from three-point line or 3 of 5? Like that's the big difference in Brook Lopez's game. You can't rely on that type of a center to get you as many rebounds, which makes him not as sturdy of a play. But we're talking GPPs, like massive ceilings on guys like Harrell, but also Lopez because of his minutes. Yeah, I like that. And the fact that you're getting these consistent minutes out of Lopez now are really appealing. Like the consistent minutes are leading to more rebounding opportunities for him, right? Earlier this season when he's only playing like 20 minutes a game, 26 minutes a game, you're getting like 3 rebounds out of him. Lately, he's starting to consistently play 34 minutes a game, 30 minutes a game. You're getting 7 rebounds, 11 rebounds, right? The rebounding rate is definitely going up the more that he's just on the court. And the more that he's on the court, he's also getting some time away from Giannis as well. As Giannis is also taking this last like couple weeks or so a lot more 3-pointers. So offensive rebounding opportunities are going up as well. Any sleepers at high upside like Obi Toppin? Yeah, I touched on Obi Toppin this morning. It's just the minutes are the concern, right? Will they give him another 17-minute game like he got the other night? Well, then, yeah, he'll look really good. He'll look really good at $3,200. Or is it going to be more so like you've been getting most of the nights where, I mean, you've gotten a 24-minute night out of Obi Toppin, right? That was a while ago back in the preseason days, I think. That was nice. And then you just didn't get any run after that because he got hurt. What are they trying to do with him? He's played 1 minute. He just ran up and down the court 10 minutes, 17 minutes, and 9 minutes, basically in this action in 2021. It's tough to really project him for a lot of minutes. I gave him 14 minutes tonight because they're down some bodies, and that doesn't really make him look like that great of a play. If he gets 16-plus minutes, he starts to become a play because he's only 3,200. If tonight's the night they unwrap him, like if you get news that he's unwrapped and he's going to start or play 20-plus minutes, or even just 20, he becomes a priority. So you're taking a really strong... The goal for you if you play Obi Toppin is you're hoping to get 16-plus minutes. Anything more is just great. And then you're hoping for him to average what he's been doing this year, close to a fantasy point per minute. I think he's at 0.98 fantasy points per minute this year. He's been good when he plays, right? He's been pretty quality when he plays. It's just a matter of getting those minutes, which I don't fully trust. I think they're going to announce that when we finally start to see it. I think he might actually join the starting lineup when we actually start to see his minutes going up. Quickly still in play if Burks is back. Yeah, I mean, Quickly still a fine value either way. It's not as good of a play for him. His ceiling is definitely capped. But yeah, Shooter, Wiggins, or Clarkson. I'll go Wiggins there on DK. Just purchased last night, says Jason Robinson. Hey, my man, shout out to you. Sal's hand looks huge, says Josh. Yeah, I have the zoom mode on, so I got a green screen behind me. I got obviously, well, maybe not obvious for most people, but I got the zoom mode on. I used to just like try and crop it And then I set some settings up, but like anytime I barely move or nudge the green screen, it's on like a floating stand. It'll maybe like show the corner stuff. So I just put the zoom on like just an inch, but yeah, it makes my hand look fucking huge. Like I'm like a good 1.5 feet away from the camera right now, and my hand's been looking big because shit's zooming. Joe Ingles sucks. Joe Ingles no good for 4.3K. I think Ingles' minutes start to get ramped up a little bit. Nobody will be on him. But yeah, somebody says Sal's hands are huge. My man. Hit that like button, everybody. This guy gives you free advice. Appreciate that. $3 too much for GPP? No, not to me. No Giannis or AD. I went with more Randall. Yeah, I think you can do multiple, but yeah. Jeff Post says your slate breakdowns are on point. I appreciate that, man. Who do you like more overall, Bron or AD? Factoring in, yeah, Bron. Ownership is going to be high for both of them. Made 100 schmacks last night at GPP. First big one. Let's go. Let's fucking go, man. Do you like Augustine? So I'm giving Augustine 21 minutes, which is actually pretty decent amount, right? I think he's definitely taken over Bryn Forbes' role, but it's just tough to get to Augustine tonight because he's not been a good fantasy point per minute producer. When he's on the court, he's next to two of Middleton, Giannis, or Jrue Holiday, right? And now even Brook Lopez getting more run and higher point per minute production also hurts. So Augustine's just anybody else that's floating around out there, whether it's Giannis's brother, whether it's Augustine, whether it's Bryn Forbes, Pat Connaughton's getting hit a little bit with this as well when guys are healthy. It's just tough for those guys to get there. So if they're playing 18 to 20 minutes, it's even more difficult. Like Augustine becomes a play if I can try and get 25 minutes out of him, but not at these minutes. Bron in an actual competitive game at $9,200 coming off of a stinker is an absolute lock. Yeah, I think he looks really good. I think LBJ looks really good. The problem is that you have Giannis on this slate who's coming off a competitive game where he played 40 minutes, and you can argue that 40-minute game for him was a stinker. He's more expensive, though. That's the issue. But yeah, I have LeBron as my fourth highest projected player tonight. I have Randall for $400 less, projecting out for more and less ownership. So, I mean, Randall's just a better play in all regards right now to me than LeBron. Higher projection, lower ownership, lower price point. There's just not much around that. An interesting way to start your lineups would be with a Randall and LeBron start. And not go Giannis, because I think a lot of people are going to be going Giannis and Randall since Randall's cheaper. But I'm okay with like any of those. I prefer Giannis, though, over LeBron. No Gobert for Utah. Gobert looks good. It's just a position that it's hard. The value tonight, at least what I'm going to be getting from a lot of my lineups, is center. Harrell, Lopez, Wiseman, right? And Gobert kind of restricts some of that stuff. Sal, my main man, yabba dabba yee. Fellow, what's up, man? How you doing? What is up, Sal? What's going on? Kogan, how you doing? Any love for Ingles or Bojan? I'll go Bojan there. I like Bojan if you're choosing one. Would you put a rule to only have one of AD and LeBron? No, I think you could have both of them, especially in a competitive game. Any updates on Burks? Yeah, he's probable. This morning he was ruled, or last night he was ruled probable. If you're going Giannis and Randall, do you go to a guy like Harrell to get some Laker exposure since you can't fit Bron? I mean, I don't need to run it back, but yeah, I think Harrell's fine. Any love for Ingles? Not much. Thoughts on Joe Ingles at 43? Better than Quickly? I prefer Quickly right now. Thoughts on Caruso and Augustine? So yeah, not too interested. I'm trying to see if I missed any other comments. Best Super Draft play? Yeah, it'll be Randall for me. Can you send the link for your Patreon? Yep, I sent it below, so I sent it a little bit after you asked that. If you need it again, I can. DiVincenzo, a decent pickup. I think for season long, no, but I think tonight DiVincenzo is more so in play than he has been all year. The projection's not going to look good, but if you're looking for a guy who's going to be low owned tonight, can fit into your shooting guard spot. He is overpriced. He has not been doing anything for the last couple of weeks now to like really get you encouraged. But if you can get DiVincenzo tonight playing like 32 minutes, not 26 like he usually does, the problem is they have so many guards. Augustine, they're giving more minutes to. There's still Pat Connaughton out there that it's tough to like actually fully like DiVincenzo. I'd rather go like Alec Burks for a couple $100 more. That's the issue tonight. Like even if you're looking for that sneaky low owned guy, Burks has a way higher ceiling and just as low ownership. So it kind of makes it hard to get there. More or less, LeBron 25.5 and Giannis 29.5 points. What is that for? Is Superdraft scoring the same as DraftKings first time playing? No, it's not. And there's a multiplier format, so no, it is not. No, it is not. You can check it out down below, though. We have projections. Hey, Sal, hope you're doing well. Same to you, Austin. Appreciate that. Do you like Lonzo or Bledsoe more tonight? I'll be going Bledsoe there, unless you get news that Lonzo sees more increased minutes, but Lonzo's just playing like 5 minutes per night. Absolutely way better value at his price. Who? Matthews, KCP, Schroeder, same lineup. Oof, seems tough. Thanks, my dude. No problem, man. Guards you like in the 5K range tonight, Mr. Sal? Yeah, 5K range guards. Let's pull it up. Let me pull up the salaries. So guards in the 5K range. Pull up DraftKings. Guards. 5K range guards. You don't have many options. You have Alfred Payton. You have Lonzo. You have Burks. You have Bledsoe. So Burks would be my favorite option there. After that would probably be Payton. Best small forward play tonight. The best small forward play on this slate tonight is probably LeBron James. If you're trying to find some sort of value, I think Wiggins looks rather nice at 6,200. Wiggins' price point has been dropping as of late. I mean, Wiggins was just like a $7,000 player. I mean, his price point dropped $500 literally overnight. So that's a really nice value, right? And he didn't even play poorly. Wiggins goes out there and he has 7 of 12 shooting. He's been shooting very well lately. 7 of 12, 7 of 11, 7 of 16, 7 of 17, like shooting well lately. Shooting the 3-ball well as of late as well, and putting up points, right? And then his price point drops $500. So Wiggins is a quality small forward option tonight. There's a lot of other options on the slate. If you are just like looking for value, you're probably going to have to like continue to search for it because there's not really any low end value. Like KCP at $3,700 is the lowest end value that I would go coming off of a stinker game. Honestly, the last game that KCP went out there on a 2-game slate where a lot of people ended up playing him, or a smaller slate, I don't know if it was a 2-game slate. I think that was his worst performance of the season with just 4 real life points. So a lot of people aren't going to go back to KCP, who can put up 20 for you at $3,700. But I think Wiggins is probably, if you're not paying up for LeBron's the best small forward play all around tonight, in my opinion, just factoring in the upside in his points, even with the ownership coming his way. But if you're not going to be going to LeBron, I think Wiggins is your next best option. And Wiggins looks like a pretty strong play tonight. Thoughts on Steven Adams tonight? Think he'll go for 30 plus points? Yeah, I mean, Adams was playing very well. Right? He had like 20 points at halftime in that last game, and then he didn't score in the second half, which is pretty wild. But the game blew out. He only played 24 minutes instead of his routine 31 to 32-ish as of late. So in the second half, he played like just the third quarter, and he scored like 1 point. It was terrible, like 1 DraftKings point, not even real life points. Yeah, Adams, I would suspect in a pretty quality matchup too, like 32 minutes from him tonight. 32 minutes, $5,700. Like the price point has dropped. It's dropped a decent amount, like almost $1,000 over the last week and a half. So the problem is that you have Brook Lopez cheaper playing just as many minutes and looking just as good, and Harrell cheaper playing somewhat similar minutes. So that's the reason I won't be getting to Adams tonight. Who's or Ubrey tonight? Ubrey. Mitchell Robinson going to be over 20% owned tonight. Mitchell Robinson over 20% owned, I would say doubtful. There's a lot of other, he's just appropriately priced. He's playing bigger minutes. So like if we start to get Mitchell Robinson consistently playing 34 minutes, you're going to see some fireworks going off. But the issue for Robinson is just all those same centers that we just talked about. You can even include Adams into that. There's just too many centers tonight in that price range that are cheaper than Mitchell Robinson. That I don't think a lot of people get to him. But Mitchell Robinson is another one of those guys. You can add him to the list. I probably won't get there in single entry because I just won't have the positionality for it. But he's like an Alec Burks type, that massive ceiling. Jordan Clarkson to an extent, but he's kind of priced appropriately. Just massive ceiling guys that on a 3-game slate can blow it up. If Mitchell Robinson, they're starting to trust him more, stays out of foul trouble, plays 32 to 34 minutes a night, there's a larger than 5 to 10% of the chance that he goes for 40 plus points, right? Wishing you the best, Sal Vetri. Appreciate that, man. I know you don't mess with FanDuel, but any help for FanDuel? Nah, man. I haven't opened up FanDuel DraftKings. I've opened up the sportsbook when I've been in Jersey a couple times. Haven't opened up FanDuel DraftKings in a very long time. Brolo or Harrell for the last spot? I'll go with Brolo. Thoughts on Lonzo? He was only playing 5-minute stints in that last game because his minutes were limited, so I'm not going to be paying for him if that's the case. Answering my girlfriend. No wonder. Pat Connaughton for GPP Flyer. I think there's better options. What's the best pizza in New York City? Yeah, man, I wish I've been to a lot more places. John's of Bleecker Street is very good. Lenny and John's is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on where. Lenny and John's, I like. John's of Bleecker Street is very good. I mean, you're going to have like the L&B pizzas, Paponi Gardens in Brooklyn. I personally don't like it. Well, not don't like it. I think it's fine. I would eat it. I'm not going to spit it out and say this is bad pizza. But I think it's overrated is what I should say. But yeah. Joseph Avenue U in Brooklyn, though. You get any food there, fucking fantastic. You get a rice ball special there, you're going to be in a coma. Big hand, big brain, big facts. I like it. Sal's looking, big love to see the grime. Appreciate that. Thanks, man. I don't know what that means, but thanks. We got somebody in here just spamming the chat right now. Ugh. Too bad he gone. Thanks a million. You guys are the best. Nice. Guys and gals, is it that time I got a bitch about the likes? Somebody says. Help the YouTube algorithm. Thanks, man. Is DJ Augustine a viable pump? Yeah, on a 3-game slate he's in play. I'm thinking Portis may be a nice setup next to Giannis. Okay. $500 to FanDuel, 25-cent games. There you go. Any opinions on Caruso tonight? Yeah, I mean, I prefer Caruso to I would prefer Caruso to Augustine tonight. Hey, Sal, know what they say about huge hands, right? Yeah, huge gloves. Favorite superstar tonight, Giannis. Would you play Barrett and Holiday together? Yeah, I think that's fine. Thank you for all the hard work. Take care of yourself and good luck tonight, brother. Hey, Andrew. Same to you, my man. Same to you. Randall or Middleton gonna break the slate tonight, in my opinion. They both look really good. They're both going to be. I think Randall and Middleton are probably both. Randall definitely a top 3 owned guy tonight. Middleton, based on my projections, if anybody else is doing half decent projections, he's going to be like a top 5 owned guy today. Middleton looks really good, especially when you can start to project him for comfortably 36 minutes, right? It's crazy. All right, I didn't know Southwest, you can pick your own seats. My girlfriend's flying Southwest. She got to pick her own seats. That's sick. Favorite value guard tonight? I think the best value guard, if you're talking like 4K range, is Emmanuel Quickly. I think the best lower owned guard that has upside and is not expensive is probably Alec Burks tonight. Can Caruso become a fast break play tonight? Fast break play? What does that mean? JJ Redick, not for me. What do you think about Golden State? Knicks spread, who you got? I mean, I don't have any bets on NBA. NBA's lines are just so low. If you're trying to bet an NBA line right now, obviously you're doing it for entertainment purposes. I mean, you're throwing your money away. Like, even if you win tonight, your expected value, like if you do that every single night, bet the games at 5-13, you're throwing your money away. Like, the lines are so efficiently tight, even like 5 minutes after they come out for the NBA, because you don't get a whole week to analyze them. You don't really even get a whole day or two like the NFL. You get a whole day before lines start to move. The NBA, the lines move in like 5 minutes. Like, people are on those lines right when they move, and they're just so hard to – the spreads are just so hard. You can't tease spreads, right? If you're teasing NBA spreads, dear God. I mean, the only thing worse would be teasing college basketball spreads. Any worry with Burks being on a minutes restriction? I mean, yeah, he's coming back from an injury that he's been out since last year. Hasn't played in 2021 yet. But, I mean, we have to see, right? I hope we get news. If we don't get news, I'm projecting him for 28 minutes. If he wasn't injured, he'd be getting 31 to 32 minutes in my projection. So I'm kind of already projecting him to be limited, and he already looks like a quality play, not a great play. But, yeah, if he gets more minutes and it goes the other way, it looks really good then. Sally put $20 in a more or less on Monkey Knife Fight, Stanford, USC, and the game got postponed. Do you know what will happen? Will I be refunded, or I picked less on both, which means it's true. Yeah, no, you'll be refunded. Unless the game is like postponed till tomorrow. They might open it, just keep it in there, but I assume it's a refund. You're definitely not going to win the bet, though. There's definitely fine print that says like games must be played, which protects them, but it also protects you. What are your thoughts on Ubrey? He's playing pretty well. Yeah, he's playing pretty well, but it's the same thoughts as when we did this stream yesterday. Kelly Ubrey is somebody that I've been liking all season long, and I thought that he would be more multi-dimensional for this team, meaning that, yeah, you're going to get the scoring out of Ubrey. You've been seeing that as of late. He's had probably his best 2 DraftKings days of the season in back-to-back games. But can you get what you got last night? Can you get the 9 rebounds? The 9 rebounds that you got last night, I believe for this season so far for Ubrey is by far a season high. So will you get the 9 rebounds out of Ubrey, or is that just, right now it's just an outlier? Because most nights you're getting 4 rebounds out of Ubrey. He doesn't assist, right? These are his assist totals this year. 0, 0, 2, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? You're not getting assists. That's Steph. That's Draymond. That's like some other small percentage assist guys, like 15, 16%, like Wanamaker off the bench. What you're getting is points. And last night you got rebounds, and that helped him. But if he's not scoring 20-plus points, more times than not, he's going to be hurting you. And now his price point is slowly coming up. So I like Ubrey, but you're going to need the pure points out of him. It's nice to see that he's now taking more shots, like 10-plus shot attempts a game, as opposed to there's like a little bit of a rut to start here where he's taking like 7 shots. But your 12 shots out of Ubrey better result in like 7 or 8 makes. More times than not, then you're not going to be getting there. So instead of relying on a guy who has to make shots, I like to get guys who have other outs. The 9 rebounds from Ubrey last night were nice, but I don't really see the rebounding rate spiking up all that much outside of that one little game. Walker played 30 minutes against Utah. Think he will duplicate? No. So if you weren't in here earlier, Nickeil Alexander-Walker played the final set. He got blowout run, basically. He was on pace to play about 25 and a half minutes in that game. Bledsoe was on pace to play about 29 and a half. Bledsoe only played 23, didn't play his final 6 minutes. Walker got those. Walker played 31. So Walker's going to play minutes. He's not out of play, but he's priced up, and the more minutes that Zion or Lonzo starts to get back in, the less Walker plays. And Walker, if there's blowout run, sure, he'll play 30 minutes again or 28. Otherwise, expect mid-20s, which is a little bit too high. Reggie Bullock, not for me. It's Alfred Payton, it's Alfred Payton, not Alfred Payton. Random observation, keep up the strong work. Yeah, man, appreciate it. I'll probably fuck up the name, but Alfred, yes. Back in the day when he was shooting bowling triple doubles out of New Orleans to get his next contract. Robinson or Lopez in a single entry? I'll go with Brook Lopez. Do you need to start tonight? Yeah, probably. $2 donation, super chat donation. Appreciate that. He says, would you play Quickly and Burks in the same lineup? I think you can, yeah. Quickly or Bullock tonight. Quickly for me. Favorite guard on Super Draft tonight? My favorite guard on Super Draft tonight, I think it's going to be Steph because you get a 15% bonus there. But Reggie Bullock's pretty close. Or not Reggie Bullock. RJ Barrett. Great work, Sal. Best on the tube. I appreciate you, man. Too kind. Yo, Sal, what's up? What's up, man? How you doing? Would I be stupid to not play Giannis, LeBron, and AD at all tonight? I mean, if you're playing one lineup, you can fade all three of them, sure, right? You're probably loading up on like a Steph and a Zion, or Steph, Zion you can go to, Randall, that type of build. That's okay, Utah guys. If you're playing more than one lineup, yeah, it starts to become a little bit risky. Zion a must tonight? No. Can you fade Giannis, AD, and Bron and play Middleton and Randall? Sure. Why has Brandon Ingram not been aggressive? Do you think he shows up tonight? I don't know. I mean, his rates were just high to start the year. Like his assist percentage at 30+% definitely wasn't going to hold up. So, yeah. Now it's coming down to like 24% where it was kind of last year. Sal, signed up for NBA just now but can't see anything. Says Miguel Craca. You signed up for NBA Patreon just now and can't see anything? Did you refresh it? What's your name? I'll make sure that you're in the right package. Would you play Drew, Middleton, and Giannis in the same lineup? If not, which one you drop him? I would drop Drew. Pascal tonight? Yeah, he scores. If he plays 20 minutes, he could be a decent play, but he's been playing like 18 as of late. LOL, he said huge gloves. I laughed. Yeah. Is Alec Burks a lock if he plays? No. Single entry. Bojan and Lopez or Ubrey and Wiseman? Bojan and Lopez. You missed my super chat. All good, Sal. Still the best. Oh, I missed your super chat? The fuck? My man Micah says, yo, Sal, Randall and Zion or Randall and Gobert in the single entry? Let me go Randall and Zion there. Good question, Micah. Sorry about that. It like just popped up past it. I didn't even get to see it. I didn't miss any others, so we're seeing it right now. We're seeing it all right now live. Thanks for your advice on Super Draft. I started none and the multiplier equals $Ruski, says Skylar. Yeah, somebody earlier on, some guy in here with a fake name, no avatar, just some couch potato, came in here and said that we didn't like Kendrick Nunn last night. Damn you, Sal, or something like that. Man, Kendrick Nunn was our number one value play of the night. Yeah, when Tyler Hero was projected to be in, he wasn't a good play. But the second that dropped, oof. You be missing out. What's we got? What's a good parlay? The one where you don't play a parlay. Could you play Clarkson and Mitchell in the same lineup? I probably won't. Middleton or Gobert tonight? I'll go Middleton. Lakers or Bucks in the game tonight? Don't give a shit. Don't care about betting lines in NBA. You're Sal. You're awesome. Chase, you're too kind. Admit saying Yabba Dabba Yee is the highlight of your day, Mr. Triple Fellas. Triple Fellas. I like that name, Mr. Triple Fellas. That's funny. No, it wasn't the highlight of my day. I'm going to be honest with you. Yabba Dabba D. Yabba Dabba D sounds like it should be the actual phrase. I don't know if you're saying that with your boys or something, but I think somebody fucked up and put a Y there. Yabba Dabba Yee. I like Yabba Dabba D. That flows way better. We're going to change that right now. Is MYK from NFL your sole Millie winner? Who's MYK? I don't know who that is. Yeah, but ever since they have Ubrey running the second team, he's really stepping it up. Yeah, I mean, he's scoring, right? He's scoring, and the price point's come up $500 since that's been happening. Like, he's scoring a lot more, which is nice. But the peripherals still aren't coming. You should try betting on player stats. Lines not that bad. Too much value. Half the bets are paid by halftime. You mean player props? Yeah, player props are great. The problem with player props is I can't bet more than like $20 half the time. More than half the time. You get limited on player props, which is somewhat sketchy, but it is what it is. So does Ubrey's slight increase in usage take Curry down a click? No, because they're not on the court as much at the same time now. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has killed Ingram's usage. Slightly, yeah, because he's been a lot better than Lonzo, especially when it comes to scoring. Sal, what main two studs would you want to be playing for single entry? Randall and Giannis. Julius Randle and Brook Lopez. Sounds good. Lonzo sleeper? Nah, not if he's still going to be injured. Somebody says, you have forsaken me. No NASA tour for you. What you mean, my man? It's MYK from NFL, your sole milli maker. Oh, you said it's MYK, as in that's who you are. So it's Mikkel. Mikkel, not Miguel. I thought you said who is. I don't know why I read it that way. Somebody says no NASA tour for you. LOL. Randall Bron or Curry and AD? Randall Bron. Yabba Dabba D, bro. I like it. Mr. Fella, Mr. Triple Fellas, you dog. Funny. If Burks is limited, would you go quickly or DiVincenzo? We probably don't get the news on Burks being limited. If he is, I go with neither of those guys. Like, it's not going to really bump up quickly all that much for me. I just go with neither of those guys. They're in totally different price ranges too. So I go somewhere else. I would rather play like Bledsoe before those quickly or DiVincenzo at similar price points. Or Lopez at a different position. Lopez or Adams? Lopez for me. You like Harrell or Kelly? What's the difference between the two? I assume you're saying Kelly Ubrey. I mean, totally different positions. Harrell can contribute by more than just scoring, but also rebounding and some blocks. I prefer Harrell. I think there's a higher ceiling on Harrell. I think the floor is not as secure because you can get Harrell playing just 24 minutes. Ubrey's been playing around 30 as of late, or 28 to 30. But there's just a higher ceiling on Harrell. If you're playing cash, fine, you can put Ubrey in there and get your 28 to 29, 30 minutes. Y'all like Steph tonight? He'll be one of the lower owned, if not the lowest owned pay-up option. Don't like him, though. What center do you like for the 3-game slate? Yeah, man. Brook Lopez looks good. Do you like LeBron and Davis stacks together? I think you can do that. Yeah. Sal, which Antetokounmpo pay-up option? Danius or Giannis? Yeah, Giannis. Quickly or Ingles? Who do you got projected higher? I like Quickly for the price more. So you get $200 off. I don't know if I have him projected higher. Let me see. I think I do, though. I have Quickly for 20.96 points, and I have Ingles for 20.41. So I have Quickly for a half a point higher at $200 less. Would you play Randall and Bron or Giannis and Randall? Giannis and Randall right now. Sal, thanks as always. Damian Lee or JJ Redick for punts? Damian Lee. Could Holiday plus Middleton plus Kuzma be a good leverage play as a bet on large Bucks win? Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I'm not going to do that. But I see what you're saying because even if there's a blowout, Kuzma you would have to be hoping gets more run, which is not guaranteed. And one, you would have to get the blowout right, then Kuzma to get more run right, and then Kuzma to actually be a basketball player for once, right? Bro, I saw the chiropractor today. She cracked me up good. Not as good as your jokes, though, my man. This man. Yo, Sal, what's your biggest DFS cash in one entry ever? One entry ever is 17.7K. One entry ever, 17.7K. Any love for Favors tonight? Yeah, he's in a player pool for me. You're going to get 16 minutes, and you're going to hope that those 16 minutes result in 20 fantasy points in your 150s. Does Burks take away from Quickly? I mean, look, if there's no Burks out there, Quickly has the ability to see more minutes and a better usage when Burks is not on the court. Yes. If Burks is out, it will increase Quickly's fantasy points, by like a minute or two or a point or two. It'll make him look a little bit better. It's not going to be massive, though. Unless you see Quickly start. There's no Austin Rivers, so there's a chance that you can see Quickly starting tonight. I would assume that they would go with Bullock over Quickly if there was no Burks. They might even go with Bullock over Burks. Wouldn't be shocked with that. We'll have to see what the starting lineup looks like. Value shooting guard tonight, worth a look, question mark. Is there a value shooting guard tonight worth a look? So I assume by value you're looking for guys under 5K tonight. Not really. I mean, there's like KCP at $3,700. Other than that, I'm probably trying to play my shooting guard positions somewhere around a Wiggins or an Alec Burks in a lot of my lineups. I think Bledsoe is a decent option because nobody will play him. They'll think that he just plays 23 minutes now, which is not the case. If Bullock does start, I think Bullock's probably, to be honest with you, overpriced. But if Bullock does start, you're probably getting 30-plus minutes. Again, they're down a couple of bodies there. Ntilikina, doubtful, and probably no Austin Rivers. Kuzma or Ubrey tonight? Ubrey. Try Bet365. Pretty sure it is available in the U.S. Carry on with your lovely content. Yeah, Bet365 is also going to limit you on player props. They'll probably be even quicker too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't think Bet365 is I think it's an offshore book because I think it's legal everywhere. Is it worth playing LeBron, Giannis, and Randall in a single entry or stick with just two of them? If we get more value, you can play them. Otherwise, you're hoping that you would need them all to go off for honestly, multiple of them for 60, and then your value to get you at least 16, which 16 is easy, but you need those other guys to go off. Otherwise, your value's got to get you 20 plus. If your value is Quickly and Wiseman and those types of plays and KCP, then yeah, I mean, you can play those three if it works out, but I'm probably going to be sticking to just two of those guys. Sal, your hands are rivaling the Incredible Hulk's hands. Yeah, if you weren't in earlier, we got the zoom on my camera, my webcam. There's a zoom on it right now, so I can just kind of crop out some of the stuff behind me. So yeah, it makes my hands look massive. This is me. This is me a good, this shit. My hand looks way bigger than my head right now, and I'm a good 1.5 feet away from the fucking camera. Sal, I don't have YouTube with my money set up. Can I PayPal a donation? Yeah, you can PayPal a donation. Honestly, PayPal donations are better than the Super Chats just because YouTube takes a smaller percentage of the Super Chats than they do from ad revenue, but they're just YouTube. I'm not going to say anything bad because this is my channel, so YouTube is great people. But Twitch doesn't take anything from your donations. But Twitch is also harder to grow a following for fantasy sports on. But yeah, I think my PayPal is just my email. It's like svetri966@gmail.com. Bledsoe! Question mark, he says. Yeah, I have Bledsoe projected for more minutes than probably, maybe not most people. Like people paying attention will see that Bledsoe just doesn't play 23 minutes now, right? They'll say, so I have Bledsoe for 25-ish fantasy points. Doesn't make him a good play. Like he's already priced where he should be at $5,300, especially when everybody else is healthy around him. Like Lonzo being back, right? Lonzo not getting full run, but Lonzo being back. So yeah, I think that Bledsoe, he's a fine option. I don't love him, but he's in a player pool for me. I probably like Bledsoe more than Alexander Walker. I'll say that much. Alexander Walker's still cheaper than him, but more people are going to want to play Alexander Walker, and the minutes are not what the minutes actually are. There's a couple of games in there without Lonzo where he played 33 and 33, and in the last game he got blowout run. So would you please rank Giannis, LeBron, and Randall in order of best plays? Yes, Randall, Giannis, LeBron. How do you feel about AD, Bron plus Giannis plus Middleton, then putting 3K options to fill out the rest? Feel terrible about that. Hands look like the guy's hands from that movie Willow. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but appreciate it. Can you type your email? I tried writing it, but I missed it. So I can PayPal you. Yeah, you don't have to PayPal me, but if you want to. There you go. Favorite mid-range plays? That's where the entire slate is. The mid-range is like the entire slate tonight. Brook Lopez will stand out. I've said Brook Lopez's name so many times. When he goes for 24, I can't wait for it. I got an email the other day. I think I deleted it. I think I actually moved it to the junk. Let me pull it up. I made a tweet about it, and I think I'm sure some people saw the tweet. But I got an email the other day. I started laughing. It was like at like 5 a.m, and I was like, yo, this guy's got to be an actor. I'm not going to fucking find it. Let's see. I just want to read it so I can read it word for word because it was fucking, it was like I was drinking my coffee, like just starting like projections and like just literally waking up, just like finished reading. And I was just like, what the fuck? I answered the guy though, so I should have it maybe somewhere in here, but I'm not too sure. Nah, I think I put it in the fucking junk, so it's not going to be coming. I moved this guy to my junk because he even answered me. Man, shit. I'm probably not going to be able to find this. I don't remember his name. He basically woke up. It was the night after the 2-game slate, and he woke up very mad that I told him I said on the stream, Nickeil Alexander-Walker wouldn't be playing 30-plus minutes again unless foul trouble, blowout injury, which blowout happened, or blowout happened, he got blowout run. And the guy was saying very angrily how much of a tragedy it was and that I should be more careful when I talk because this stuff affects people's real lives. I mean, the guy clearly wasn't self-aware, taking, extreme ownership, if you will, of his actions, realizing he was putting too much money at stake in a DFS game on a 2-game slate. Nonetheless, I just responded with, men take responsibilities for their actions, and that's it. And then I put him into the chat. But I just started, I was like in here, and I almost had to spit out my coffee. I was just like, is this, I can't imagine that being a real-life person. He's probably watching right now. I can't imagine that you are a real-life person. I'm trying to find it. I'm not going to find it because I put it in my junk. Wait, is this it? No, that's not it. That's some other weird-ass spam. This happened whatever the 2-game slate was on Tuesday, so Wednesday morning was yesterday, right? So the 20th. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. Motherfucker. Oh, well. I'll check junk, but I'm going to answer some of these questions because people are probably going to be like, oh, what the fuck's this guy doing? Thanks, I appreciate you. Yeah, no problem. What's up with Toppin? Yeah, I mean, they're just limiting the guy. So some nights he'll play 10 minutes. I guess some nights they'll just randomly play him an extra series of 16. So if he plays 16 to 18, he looks like a good play. If he plays 12, it's tough, though. Hype as hell. Mobile sportsbooks launched here at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Hey, shout out to you. Where are you? Michigan? Where are you? Best value plays on the slate? Question mark? Yeah, I mean, 4K range. I mean, it's going to look like Wiseman and Quickly right now. I like a lot of guys in the 5K range. Damian Lee or Wanamaker? Lee. What a joke some people can be. It says that you are not accepting money on PayPal right now. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's got to be something on your end. Because I got PayPal this morning from a client. So we should be all Gucci. Thanks for the help. Just subscribe. Appreciate you, Sam. Yeah, is anybody else in the chat right now just find us, just subscribing? Appreciate all you people that are new here. We got 600-ish people watching right now live, so I appreciate that. The slate starts at 7:30 tonight, so a little bit less than 2 hours now. But yeah, you all rock, so thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being in here, chilling out, relaxing, maxing, all cool. Yo, crazy motherfuckers. No, that's not the guy. I was going to say this. Is this the guy? Actually, if he emailed me on really late, it would be the 19th, I think. But it's still not finding it. I'm trying to find wherever the spam is. Okay, here we go. Spam. LeBron, Davis, Randall, Giannis, top-owned players tonight. Yeah, they're all going to be top-owned. Yeah, those guys will all be top-owned. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. I haven't watched your vlog lately. You've been keeping on that project. What project? Sal, you rock. Thanks, man. I don't know what project you mean. But, we put out a business vlog and just, like, normal vlog last week. I got to make a new vlog. I keep taking my, like, little vlogging stick, which is right here with me, to, like, places. Like, I went to Charlotte yesterday for a doctor's appointment. Had to drive fucking 6+ hours in the car, which is brutal, for, like, a 1-hour thing. Not even. But, yeah, I just can't get myself to vlog right now. I got to be in, like, the right headspace creativity-wise. And, I mean, being locked down in a pandemic makes it really hard to come up with other stuff. Holidays made it pretty easy. But, yeah, just got to be in the right headspace. Not there right now to vlog just creativity-wise, just locked up. Yeah, Michigan, nice. You taking the Jazz spread? No, I'm not betting on NBA. Would you get less exposure from a certain game? No, not specifically looking at these games. I'm just looking at the plays mainly. Thanks for the help. Just subscribe. Appreciate you, man. Colin clutched up. Hey. Go Lions, go Pistons. Lions' new coach is a dog. Best of luck. Toppin has an okay pup play tonight? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, the downsides of Toppin tonight are very much like it's all risk with Toppin, right? And it's not all reward. That's the problem. Like, there's a lot of other value plays tonight that, yeah, like if they bust, they'll get you like 16 points. Toppin's busting is getting you like 6 points because he plays 8 minutes, right? Gobert on your radar? I mean, he looks like a quality play tonight, Gobert. The problem with Gobert is just like I like cheaper centers tonight, right? And more expensive power forward center options. So he's in this middle land of nowhere in this land. If he was low owned, I'd say, okay, you know what, we can pivot here and get unique, but he's not going to be low owned. My girlfriend's boarding her second plane. Let me just answer this text. All right. Text me when you land! Exclamation point. Which values besides, I mean, is Toppin worth bidding on? No, not in jock market. No, he doesn't have enough point upside. Look, so for the people just getting in here that heard me say Toppin, so somebody said which values besides Toppin? Toppin is not like a good play tonight, right? He's a risky GPP play that has upside if they finally let him play 20 minutes or 18 minutes, right? If he plays 14, 12 minutes, he's not going to do shit for you. So, like, he's not an actual value, right? He's just a guy that I'm saying, yeah, if they finally unleash him tonight, like the values tonight look like Quickly, it looks like James Wiseman, it looks like Lopez, it looks like Harrell, it looks like some of these 5K options mainly. If you don't like Joey Ingles, then who are you playing? I don't think that Joey Ingles is going to get more minutes tonight, but I don't like him. Like, he's projecting out pretty terribly. He's been bad all year, and now if the minutes are going to be a couple more minutes less, I don't like him. I'm playing a lot of 5K range guys. There's not that many 5K range guards. Like Burks would be one of them. After that, there's really none that stand out, but there's power forwards, there's centers mainly in the 5K range. Quickly / you have KCP if you wanted to go there. Not really thrilled about that, but KCP and play in my player pool. Quickly and Wiseman look like the 4K options tonight. There's really not much other 4K options that you can see like an upside for, to be honest with you. Like Alexander Walker, he's in a player pool, but he's not a priority. Royce O'Neal's in a player pool, but he's already priced up in if he even plays the minutes, right? Josh Hart is similar to a cheaper version with now Alonzo being back, a little bit less stability to it, but a guy who's going to chuck and have some upside there from 3-point range. But yeah, KCP, Quickly, and Wiseman look like your 4K options. Your 3K ranges are basically like Obi Toppin and Derek Favors for me. Like that's all that stands out. But enough 5K range guy. Like the difference between playing a $4,800 player's value and $5,100 or $5,300, there's not much. Like those guys are pretty similar values in terms of their price. When building, so my man put like 10 flames to try and get my attention. I mean, it worked, but I'm conscious of that. I'm just answering your question because I'm a nice guy. When building your NBA lineup, how do you construct it? What positions do you try to get more of? Power centers. Centers, point guards, power forwards. I'd rather put point guards in my shooting guard spot every day of the week. I'd rather be putting point guards in my small forward spot or power forwards in my small forward spot every day of the week. RJ or Holiday today? I like Holiday more. Sal, which websites do you use for your DFS research? Depends on the sport. There's a lot of things that I use to make my own projections, which fuels a lot of what I'm doing. But I think Cleaning the Glass, it's a paid for site. It's only $5 a month. I use that. I use Add More Funds for rates and stuff like that. NBA Advanced Analytics is fine to look at. Popcorn Machine for also Add More Funds would show you game flow, right? When guys check in for when they're getting fouls, things like that. They're trying to get even more to the minute with that and per shift, which is nice to see their usage like per shift. On-off tools are pretty good on there. And then popcorn machine. That's kind of like the main stuff outside of like my own tools, ownerships. You playing shooter tonight? Probably not, unless LeBron misses. Why do you so heavily prefer Randall over LeBron and Giannis? I don't really prefer Randall heavily over Giannis, but he's like, I mean, compared to like, it's a totally different price range in my opinion. It is. It's a 2,000 plus difference, or 1,700. But it's just, I mean, projection, right? Minutes. So he's going to play more minutes than both of those guys. His point per minute production is not on par with LeBron's or Giannis's, right? It's like 1.35 when those guys are Giannis 1.6, LeBron 1.4. But minutes. But at the end of the day, it's projection, right? I mean, projection versus ownership. Giannis and LeBron are going to be likely higher owned or the exact same ownership as Randall, so that kind of throws that out. Then he's cheaper, so he has the nod there. And then when it comes to value, I have him graded out better. I have actually Randall tonight for more fantasy points on LeBron, so I like him because he's projected for more. He probably has similar to lower ownership. He's cheaper, so like all those things check just boxes for you. He has a better minutes projection for floor minutes, medium minutes, ceilings minutes. So yeah, I like him value-wise. I like Randall as a top play tonight, but Giannis is very good. Like, Giannis is my highest projected player. He's my only guy I've projected for 50-plus points tonight. He would be my favorite ceiling player for 65-plus points tonight. So, yeah, I prefer those two guys. Like, LeBron's not a bad play. These are my top 4 projected players. Giannis, Steph, Randall, and LeBron in that order. And, I mean, like, Steph, Randall, and LeBron are basically separated by, like, a half a point to a point. But, yeah, I mean, LeBron, Giannis, and Randall, all 3 of them are top 6 overall plays for me tonight. So they're all good. We're just trying to now, barely separate these guys. Is Caruso worth it? Not really, but you can put him in a lineup if that helps you. You are truly a nice guy. I want to let you know I appreciate the advice and just the time and effort, my man. Don't think that it's not appreciated, my dude, for real. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. I mean, like, transparency, like just being yourself. I mean, first of all, being a nice person, shout out my parents for that. You see, like, people, whether it's on social media or in real life, being just like cruel and like hateful and so like divisive. I can't say the word right now. Divisive. I think that's the word. I don't know. But in general, just like assholes, right? And like at one point they were like a 10-year-old kid. It's like, what happened, right? At one point they were a 5-year-old kid. It's probably their environment. It's probably a little bit of that nurturing for whatever reason. The groups, the cliques that they were around. Yeah, people are influenced. But yeah, I got 2 books coming in the mail that I'm going to try and read this weekend. If people are interested, some mindfulness books. I'm excited for them. One's called Less, and the other one is called I think it's called Tuesdays with Maury. But yeah, looking forward to reading those. Who is this John Fetterman that I keep getting like political emails? I gotta just fucking put these in the spam right now. Let's do this because it's getting annoying. Thoughts on Lonzo? If we get news that his minutes limit's coming up, I'll be interested, but I can't. Right? He was playing 5.5 minute stints, which means he's gonna play like 24 minutes tonight. Who are some must starts for the late game? I mean, what is the late game tonight? I don't even know the schedule. I assume it's like Lakers, Bucks. Do you like Bojan today, a top small forward player? There's not that many small forward options, to be honest. Like, if you're not going to play LeBron tonight, he is probably the top small forward option. I like Wiggins. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for value at the small forward spot, you really don't have many options, right? Like, you have like guys who look very similar, whether it's Josh Hart, Pascal, Royce O'Neal. So Bojan at 5K actually looks like a pretty nice value. I prefer him over Kuzma at the same price point. You have Ubrey playing more in the second unit now, but still not picking up a ton of, he's getting usage and shot attempts. I would say that I like Wiggins over Ubrey. Wiggins and Ubrey probably my favorite small forward options, not named LeBron tonight. So any lineup you don't have LeBron, I'll probably be trying to get Wiggins or Ubrey. I mean, or I guess works too. KCP, if you're trying to punt the position, I would put KCP in your shooting guard spot though. Just read Tuesdays with Maury. Good book. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. Sal, what's your idea of a dream vacation? A dream vacation. Idea of a dream vacation for me would be being with a combination of family, loved ones, significant other, and the boys who I don't get to see as much because I moved south. Do you like Pat Connaughton? No, but yeah, just doing anything. Literally, I could literally just like go back to my hometown, and if the vacation is like sleeping in like each of my friends' basements for a night, that's fun. So like, I don't know. Yeah, you can say that like going to Miami, I love dancing. So like clubs, whatever it might be, that shit can be fun. Like going by the beach, that all sounds fun, right? Whatever it might be. But just hanging out with like people that are actually important to you is a dream vacation. Like I would have so much boredom if it was just myself or just like a small group of people. All the boys. Let's get all the boys together. Thanks for all your advice tonight. Like always, Sal, take care of yourself. Mental health now is really important to manage. Hanging on your streams have helped me during nearly a year of quarantine. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. My mental health today and this last couple of days has been sputtering. It's been rough, so I'm going to try and do a little bit of a workout after this. But yeah, look, it's a rough time for everybody these days. But yeah, being somewhat isolated where I live, getting the news about my grandmother, getting some other news that my girlfriend has to go. She's right now flying towards in her personal life home for. So yeah, it's stressful times. And then on top of that, this is, thankfully the NFL is off next week and then it's just one game, but probably the most loaded week when it comes to MMA, back with a massive fight, trying to get all this stuff and coverage for that and the creator setup for that. NBA streams and daily stuff. So work-wise, NFL, final big week and push for that. PGA, second week or third week back, second week making content. A lot of stuff going on. So yeah, all that stuff is definitely boiling up. Went on a run today, helped out a little bit, but I'm going to be reading some books tonight and just relaxing, watching some NBA, not trying to, definitely not trying to tilt the slate too much. Facts, you're dope. My man says, facts, you're dope. Keep your head up. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Any interest in KCP? Yeah, I think so. Been here for an hour, fellas. Smash that like button. I appreciate y'all a ton. Yeah, thanks for still sticking around. We're just chatting right now. We're chilling. We're answering your questions, of course, but we're just chilling. I appreciate the people that, I know that people are probably going over to Awesemo stream or whatever other stream. But yeah, the 450 of you or so that are in here right now, shout out to all of you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're not a part of this community, just join free, hitting that subscribe button. You want to get even more in-depth content, you can check out Patreon. Want to support this channel by supporting their sponsors, our sponsors, my sponsors, Superdraft. Any questions on any of that, just let me know. We're going to wrap this thing up. I'll answer some more questions. Ubrey or Wiseman tonight. Somewhat different price ranges, right? A $1,200 difference there. I'll go with Ubrey. Thoughts on Clarkson tonight? I probably won't get there. There's other 6K range guys that I like. I like Ubrey for a little bit cheaper. I like Wiggins and Drew Holiday for more money. Do you use stacking strategy like in the NFL? If so, can you explain the method? No, you don't. NFL, there's actually correlation, right? You rely, a wide receiver, a tight end, they rely on their quarterback. A pass catching running back relies on their quarterback for points. They're tied together, right? Other sports, the correlation is very strong enough that it actually makes sense to play. Like in the MLB, correlating higher team totals and game totals with the lineups that you play. NHL is a very similar way, correlating shifts together, other stuff as well. But NBA, the only reason that you try and game stack is to hope that team just scores a shit ton more points than Vegas is predicting, right? They're just trying to guess that they score 130 points tonight and it's not a blowout and they somehow keep the game close. Or you're hoping for overtime, and that's the more logical answer. So if you're stacking, you're hoping for the 6% chance that a game goes to overtime. Yeah, I hear you. Southeast Kansas is so boring. My little bro lives in Reno. It's so fun going there, hiking in the mountains, legal marijuana, just singing to him, playing the guitar. Family, hell yeah. Yeah, family and friends, man. Relationships are what life is about. I think while I got really deep into the creating content my final year of college, I pushed away a lot of relationships, not actively, but just by, I can't go out tonight. Or I went out 3 times my final semester at college, if that, because if I woke up hungover in the morning, I wouldn't be able to be doing this right now. So, I don't think that there's regrets from that, but there's definitely consequences from it. So, it's just, I would say relationships and trying to be aware of them as much as you possibly can, whether it's just texting friends, see how they're doing it is probably the most valuable thing. Connor says he's going to win in 60 seconds. What's your prediction for the fight? Yeah, it's interesting. Connor is not, he's approaching the Cerrone fight with respect and this fight with respect, this new Conor McGregor, right? Respect. He's all for the business now, right? All for the UFC now, trying to get Khabib back in a respectful way, just hyping up the announcers even at this point in some interviews I've been watching. It's a different Conor and it's still so addicting because he's just so fucking good, right? Whether it's Aldo, whether it's Cerrone, whoever it is as he's knocking out in literally 10 seconds, right? 40 seconds or less. Last time he won in 90 seconds, I think it was against Poirier. So yeah, I don't think he wins in 60 seconds, but either way, I'm gonna stay up till it's in Abu Dhabi. Is it still these afternoon fights, right? I was gonna say last year stayed up to 1 a.m. for a 40-second fight and it was great. Loved it. Stupid question. Pascal or Kuzma if you have to. Pascal. Loyal fans unite. Yeah, I appreciate all the loyal fans. Andrew says Sal's a homie. Shout out to you, man. What's up? What are your viable 3K plays tonight? Probably KCP and favors are my favorite 3K plays. It's routine for me to tune in now, Sal. I appreciate you and all the info, my dude. Appreciate you, Daniels. You an OG. You an OG. Sal's the man, best man in the DFS community. Appreciate you and the tangents you go off on. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. There's a lot of people who just want me to talk straight DFS. I can do that. I enjoy that, but there's a lot more to life. There's way more things that I enjoy in life than just DFS. DFS is a lot of fun. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't like that, but yeah. Family, friends, that type of stuff, working out, reading is starting to, once again, as it was like 2 years ago, become more of a bigger part of my life. What are your thoughts on Kevin Knox? Not interested. Rather go to Obi Toppin, rather go to quickly. Why is DJ Augustine popping so much in my optimizer? Am I missing something? No, you're not. I mean, he's just getting more minutes now, so there's not that many values. So if your optimizer is telling you, yes, playing these lineups of LeBron and Giannis is good, well, you have to search the 3K range for value, and Augustine's going to be one of those guys, and he's very, very cheap. Are you going to be doing any content for the UFC card on DraftKings? I actually just got, while we were on the stream, I'm going to go attend to this and end this stream on that. I just got the update that's working on it as we speak, brother. I'll shoot you a message when it's uploaded to the drive. So probably tomorrow morning I'll be posting the UFC video. I'm not doing it. It's Manish doing it from his channel, MMA Lotn, Lotn. You want to check him out. But yeah, we'll be having a weekly. It'll usually come out on Thursday mornings. This week, just with the Wednesday card, some stuff, it was just logistically more difficult for him, so it makes sense. We will be having it every Thursday morning moving forward. Tomorrow morning, we'll be having a DFS Final Thoughts video and also the MMA video coming out. And then in the afternoon, the props video with Dylan. So, yeah, check that out. We just released a betting video. So, yes, MMA content, projections, rankings, ownership are down below on Patreon. And the video will be coming out every week now. Trying to add more creators to this channel, right? I know it's still my name, so it might be a little bit weird. Trying to add more creators to the Vetri Media brand. So, looking for a tandem. If you know of any smaller creators out there that like do a golf show, a golf betting show together, not so much DFS, I'll be doing the DFS show. If you know anybody who does a golf betting show, maybe I'll just try and find a friend. But if you know small creators, let me know. Shoot them my way at Sal Vetri DFS on Twitter. I'm trying to be adding another golf show, a betting show specifically for Tuesday mornings. What makes KCP viable? You're probably going to get low to mid 20s in minutes, probably 24 minutes or so, and he averages like 0.7, nothing, right? Like 18 fantasy points, a cheap option on a 3-game slate. This was a 6-game slate, no interest in KCP. 2 or 3 game slate, sure, he's in play. And starting a build with Giannis, Middleton, and Randall solid, yeah. Thanks for all the interaction. Help make my day. Have a good one. Appreciate that, man. Have a good one. Everyone have a good night. Be kind to one another, for sure. Austin was taking a look at the card on DK and was kind of confused about how the scoring works. Yeah, I'm sure Manish will touch on just the scoring. It's a new scoring now. So if you never played last year, that's good for you this year because the scoring is different for the UFC. Lock of the night, low 10. Sal, my guy, what's up, man? How you doing? DiVincenzo or quickly? Somebody says low 10. Lock of the night. Yeah, LOTN. Yeah. You should take up fishing, Sal. Yeah, I used to do it in high school a little bit, but it was honestly too slow for me. I probably like it a little bit more now. Just like a stillness thing to do, but that's why I was enjoying golf and just like hitting at the driving range. It was just like your mind is focused just on one small thing. All right, everybody, peace out. Enjoy. Slate starts like an hour 45. I'm going to go get these lineups in. I'm going to relax, chill out, relax, max all cool, do some motherfucking push-ups and pull-ups while drinking some wine. Shit's going to get frisky. All right, peace out, gang. Randall, LeBron, I'll go Randall there. Y'all rock. Updates to come on Patreon if they're needed. Some guys are questionable, some guys are doubtful, so we might actually need some. Hopefully we get some other value. Peace out, gang. You all rock. I'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe before you go. For the OGs that are in here, the 400 or so of you, the true fans, the real fans that are in here right now. Appreciate you all a ton. See you all in the next one. Peace out.